So I'm not even counting. But it was like something around 10, but I don't even know. It was around that. And there's a couple things that I'm thinking of here. So once I kick back, I'm setting the foundation first, which means my upper back. And I'm keeping it super tight. And then I'm pressing. And I'm initiating with chest. I'm trying not to use shoulder or tricep as much. Obviously, it's going to be used. But I'm trying to initiate chest and stay connected to chest the entire time. So imagining a string, and I'm pulling it from my armpit region to the center here. So just a little thing that's going on in my mind there. So we'll go up a little bit here. Okay. I was putting this mic on my hat on the right side here, but the music was kind of going in and out, some connection interference or something like that. So in my mind, as I come down, I'm trying to connect to upper chest here, trying to get the stretch here, especially at the bottom. Almost taking a deep breath at the bottom and then initiating, right? There's just this bottom couple inches here. I'm trying to grab here first. That's my thought. I don't want to just punch it up and use my shoulders and tricep, because before you know it, the stretch is now gone. You're already at the top. But either way, the whole chest is going to work. But in my mind, I'm trying to connect more to upper, because I'm going to get mid, lower with the dips and the flies and stuff. So when you set these dumbbells up, or what I like to do, on this bench, I like to keep it way up high. So when I lean back, it's almost like it's super close to the position already. I wouldn't want it way by my knees. It's just a further distance that I have to transfer the dumbbell up to my chest. Okay. I've done the 75s for like 12 or something like that in the winter, but I was heavier and the mission was A to B. So today I'm going to be a little bit more accurate with what I'm feeling and just ultra control. So I'm not going to get as many, even with the 70s. My hands are fucking sweating. Jesus. Now there's a downside to dumbbells, and that is that if you don't grab perfectly in the middle, it's gonna either cave outward or inward, especially at like the last rep when your wrists are being compromised a bit. But pros and cons of everything, you know, still good. If you do have a weak side, Like you can clearly tell that one side is smaller. Like for me, my right side, my right pec's a bit smaller than my left. So my body tries to compromise, and I have to tell myself throughout the entire lift to focus more on the right side, because the left side's gonna work no matter what. But if I want this side to catch up, if it ever does, you know, I don't know if I've ever seen someone working the other side more and actually catch up. It sounds great, and maybe it catches up a little bit, but I don't know if it's ever actually gonna be the same, you know? So, but whatever. You can probably catch it up a little bit. And I just think it's not as connected. Like if you can bounce, I can bounce my left pec better than my right. Is it because it's more muscle? I am more neurologically connected, and that's why it grew faster in the first place? You know, there's a couple ways to look at it. But throughout every lift, especially towards the end, I'm trying to get the most stretch on this side. I don't want to rotate to like kind of save this shoulder a little bit. To rotate this way, right, like on a press, I don't want to lean towards that side that's weaker. It's going to get less stretch, and it's not going as far. I mean, if I lean the other way to the left, it's going to get more stretch now. See what I'm saying? So your body's going to fight you on that. And it's going to try and rotate the side that's weaker, especially at the right, or at the last rep. So try not to do that. You want to just be neutral. And as you're coming down, the weaker pec, you want to raise as high as you can. Like we've all heard, chest up. But really think about that one side. For me, it's my right. To lift it up, to get the most stretch and keep it active. So it's just something that I think would help, helps me, so. The stretch on the dip can be kind of weird sometimes. Like if you go super deep, like way below parallel, or whatever, 90 degrees in the elbow, you get more stretch, but sometimes it's hard to keep the pec active, especially when you come back out of that super deep position. So you can just play around with what you like. Just get a good stretch. So I decided to do a little bit of pausing at the bottom. So as I'm getting lower and lower, closer to that bottom stretch, taking in a deep breath, holding it for a second, a little like isolation hold, and then firing out with outer pec, lower pec. Obviously the whole pec's gonna work, but in my mind, get to the bottom, almost a little isolation hold, and then fire out and initiate with pec. And try not to initiate with shoulder or tricep. It's gonna work no matter what. But there's ways to connect a little better. So I did say I was gonna do a pec fly first, or after the pressing, but I just wanted to do a dip. So I used to be crazy about like the perfect scientific order of exercises, but maybe, you know, now I'm just like, I just know that if I train really hard, it doesn't really matter too much. So I'm gonna do that fly now. And I'm gonna look up the entire time. When you look down, you round your back and you can use more upper back, especially at the end. So at the end of your sets, you need to fight the urge to look down. You will look down and you have to fight it and tell yourself to keep looking up. That'll keep it on the side delt and bring in less upper back, rear delt. You'll be able to do more reps if you tuck your chin at the end because you're bringing in other muscles that have not been fatigued yet. Fuck. One more. I'll tell you one thing. When you haven't done a movement in a while, it definitely feels weird. Like this is 45-pound bar plus 10, 10, 65, 75 pounds, but behind the neck all the way to your trap. Perfect control. I'm gonna do a little rest pause set. You just gotta find your feet position to where your head doesn't get in the way. It's almost like an ab workout at the same time. It's like you're holding a plank and doing a skull crusher. Come on, last set, let's go. Come on. Motherfucker. Oh, holy shit. I don't think I've ever done these. I'm kind of in this like, just fuck it, do whatever I feel like doing. Which feels good. This is basically like a skull crusher, is what it is. But definitely, it's like a plank at the same time. It's a good movement. You gotta find your feet position. It probably is gonna feel like you're in the right spot, and then you're gonna go down, and you're gonna notice your head is probably gonna hit. So you gotta scoot your feet back a little bit further away than you think. Just enough. You could tuck your head a little bit, but you just wanna get your hands like right behind your ears, and then just boom, right out. Pretend like you're on a bench, and you're just doing a skull crusher. All right, that's it there.